The wheels roll, and then they freeze. The map blinks, the screen stutters, and for a moment your chest tightens as if the whole world has paused. You stare at the phone that promised to guide you, and for a breath it is silent, useless, frozen. But then a deeper truth rises up inside you: God steers. He always has. He always will. Hold that truth in your heart as we begin. Because whether you are stepping into the echo of an airport terminal, sliding behind the wheel for a long drive, or sitting in a waiting area with nerves fluttering in your chest, this prayer is for you. Open your hands, welcome His presence. This is Psalm 121 before a flight or a long drive, a travel mercy prayer for anyone who has ever felt the weight of departure. For the mother balancing bags and children. For the student flying for the first time. For the business traveler racing through gates. For the grandfather heading to see his family. For the night driver watching headlights carve the road. It is for you in this very moment. The one who made the mountains and the heavens, the one who never slumbers nor sleeps, watches over your journey now. Suitcase wheels squeak as they cross polished floors, echoing under the high ceiling. Above your head a gate number blinks from green to red, red to green. The intercom crackles, words tangled in static, making you lean closer to hear. Your boarding pass grows warm in your palm. It is more than paper. It carries your hope to arrive. Or maybe you are not at an airport. Maybe you are in your car, adjusting the mirror. A luggage buckle clicks in the trunk. The overhead fan hums against the roof. Tires thud across seams in the pavement. Streetlights glow and pass in rhythm, one after another, marking the miles behind you. Even these ordinary sounds carry holy meaning. They mark the beginning of your journey. And over every sound, another voice whispers, I am with you always. Departures stir old questions. Did I bring everything I need? Did I forget something important? Will I make it on time? Will the weather change suddenly? And in our world today, new fears creep in. What if the app glitches in the middle of the airport? What if the assistant that promised to keep me on track fails at the worst moment? What if the map loses signal on a dark highway? Technology falters, but the Lord does not. Picture a weary parent in the airport. A child tugging at her hand, another resting in the stroller. Bags heavy, patience thin. She checks her phone for the gate, but the screen freezes, the app spins. Her chest tightens. Then she remembers her grandmother's words. When machines fail, God still guides. She whispers a prayer. An airport worker notices her and waves with a kind smile. This way, ma'am. Tears well in her eyes. Relief rushes in. Her testimony is this. The Lord was her compass, not the app. Highways stretch endlessly. Gray ribbon rolling past gas stations and exits you will never remember. At the terminal, security lines creep forward. Shoes off, belts off, jackets folded. The boarding pass still warm in your hand, your heartbeat still too fast. Remember this promise. He who watches over Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. The God who carved the mountains does not close his eyes when your car merges into traffic. He does not look away when turbulence shakes the plane and you grip the armrest until your knuckles ache. Sometimes the journey feels chaotic. The GPS reroutes, then reroutes again. Detour signs flash orange. Gate numbers switch, blinking like riddles on a screen. You think, maybe my path is at the mercy of chance. But mercy does not belong to chance. Mercy belongs to God. His mercy travels with you. Maps may fail, but mercy never loses signal. Let that truth settle deep inside you. Now imagine a young man on his very first flight. His palms are sweaty around the ticket. Every sound from the intercom makes him jump. The overhead fan hum feels like thunder in his ears. He opens the translation app on his phone, but it spits nonsense, confusing instead of helping. His chest tightens, fear pressing heavy. Then he leans against the window and sees the clouds part. Sunlight pours across the wing, painting it in gold. A verse he once heard in church comes back to him. "The Lord is thy keeper." Tears blur his eyes, but not from fear, from peace. His testimony is this: God's light was brighter than his fear. Think also of an elderly traveler, silver hair catching the glow of airport lights. He clutches a boarding pass in one hand, a small gift bag in the other. His granddaughter waits in another state, and all he wants is to see her smile. The kiosks confuse him. The screens flash too fast. The digital voices echo instructions he cannot follow. His heart trembles. Then a young stranger steps close and says gently, "Sir, I will help you." In that kindness he feels God's presence. Later, settled on the plane, he whispers a quiet thank you. The Lord kept him even when the machines confused him. His testimony is this: God's care is stronger than his weakness, and mercy carried him home. This was his safe travel prayer for family, whispered across state lines. Journeys carry more than luggage. The suitcase buckle clicks shut, but inside us heavier loads remain. Regrets, questions, fragile hopes. Sometimes the heaviest baggage is not in the trunk, not under the seat, not overhead. Sometimes it is in our hearts. We whisper, "What if I never return? What if the world changes while I am gone?" These questions are not new. Pilgrims on horseback once carried them. Settlers in wagons whispered them. Soldiers boarding trains prayed them. Today, even with glowing screens in our pockets, we ask the same. God knows what you carry. He counts every step. He holds every breath. He understands every hidden fear. He whispers, "Give it to me." Tonight, before you set out, release the weight of fear. Place it into his hands, the same hands that stretch the skies above you and carve the roads beneath your wheels. Lift your eyes and see the visions he places on your path. A suitcase will glowing faintly with light. A blinking gate number overlaid with golden words. Fear not. Tires rolling across seams in the highway, the cracks mending in light. These visions remind you that your journey is not hidden. Heaven sees you. Then the glitch arrives. The phone stalls. The map spins. The screen freezes. Your chest tightens, silence presses. Everything feels suspended. Then another voice breaks through, deeper than static and stronger than code. I am here. Breath flows again. Motion returns. The keeper never fails. A business traveler rushes through the concourse, laptop bag bumping against his side, coffee spilling at the rim, boarding pass clutched tight. His phone glitches and points him the wrong way. Panic flares. Patience fails. His name rings over the intercom. The gate was held open. He sprints, lungs burning, and makes it. Later that night, alone in the hotel room, he whispers, "It was not luck. It was grace." His testimony is this: when technology failed, God still delivered. Somewhere else, far from the concourse, a driver presses into the night. The highway is black and mostly empty, headlights cutting narrow tunnels of light. He pulls into a rest stop where fluorescent bulbs buzz overhead and vending machines hum in the silence. He buys a bitter coffee in a paper cup, stretches his stiff back, rubs his tired eyes. Then the signal drops. The map goes blank. Only the sound of his breathing and the steady engine remain. Fear rises, cold and sharp. He remembers the words once prayed over him. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in. He exhales, sips the bitter coffee, starts the engine again. His testimony is this: even when the signal failed, the Lord remained. In the silence of that night road, let this prayer rise. Lord, keep my eyes awake when fatigue presses down. Keep my hands steady on the wheel when the lines blur in the dark. Guard me from the shadow that waits beyond the headlights. Surround this car with angels as surely as you surrounded the prophets of old. Let every mile be marked by your mercy, every turn guided by your unseen hand. In that whispered prayer, the night driver finds strength steadier than caffeine and more enduring than headlights. His story becomes a psalm sung on asphalt, his testimony a beacon in the dark. Now step into the waiting room of travel. A family sits at a gate. Their flight is delayed again. Children squirm and cry, hungry and restless. The vending machine spits out stale chips. The announcement board flickers with another delay. Around them, travelers sigh and complain about wasted hours. The father closes his eyes. He takes his daughter's hand and whispers in the middle of the noise, "Lord, let this waiting be trust, not frustration." Slowly, the children notice his calm. Their tears soften. They settle against his shoulder. A quiet rests over their corner of the terminal. Their testimony is this: even in delay, the Lord gave rest. Friend, lean close now. We have reached the very center of this prayer. Here is the promise, steady as a mountain. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. His keeping is your covering. His shade is your rest. His watch is your safety. So together, with one voice, we pray. Guide our steps on this road. But friend, the journey out is only half the story. What about when you return? That prayer is waiting too. Breathe in grace, breathe out fear. Speak your journey aloud. To the airport. To the highway. To the mountains. To the sea. To the family waiting across states. To the place you have not yet seen. Let the naming remind you that every destination is already under his watchful eye. Pause again with me. Close your eyes if you can. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 2, exhale for 6. Let your shoulders soften and your heartbeat slow. Whisper now. Lord, breathe in me peace, breathe out of me fear. Name not just the journey but the hope, to safety, to reunion, to courage, to rest. Say it even in a whisper, for when the lips move, the soul follows. This breath is your anchor, tying you not to fear but to faith. Linger in this pause. Imagine light wrapping around you like a blanket. Picture the car, the plane, even the waiting room glowing with gentle radiance. Hear the quiet word. I am here. Nothing is wasted, not the delays, not the fears, not the long stretches of road. Every mile is measured, every heartbeat held. Whisper again. Peace above me, peace below me, peace before me, peace behind me. This is not imagination only. It is a confession of faith. The Keeper surrounds you completely. Know this, you are not praying alone. Somewhere in another airport, another car, another home, another believer is whispering the same words tonight. Your prayer joins a chorus that stretches across America, binding strangers together in the same hope. We circle back now, like a plane descending toward home. Remember the weary parent with her children. Remember the young man on his first flight, trembling then at peace. Remember the business traveler sprinting with coffee spilling. Remember the night driver with his bitter coffee, whispering prayers in the dark. Remember the elderly traveler clutching a gift bag, helped by a stranger. Remember the family in the waiting room of delay. Through each story, one truth rises: the Lord is your keeper. No glitching app can change that. No crackling intercom can erase it. No delayed flight, no lost signal, no buzzing vending machine can cancel it. Even the glitches in us, fear, impatience, doubt, cannot undo His mercy. Artificial intelligence can map the miles, but only God maps the mercy. So we say again with quiet strength, Father, Creator, or the peace beyond code, we rest in you. Peace goes with you, peace waits for you, peace sits in the seat beside you, peace hums in the overhead fan, peace steadies the tires when they thud against the seams, peace rides with you at 30,000 feet, peace holds you in the waiting room when hours stretch long. The story of travel is old as the world. Once, people walked deserts by starlight. Once, families rode wagons westward, wheels creaking against the earth. Once, sailors prayed over sails that strained in the wind. Now we ride in planes and cars with screens glowing in our hands. The questions are the same. Will I be safe? Will I arrive? Will I return? The same God who guided the star watchers, the same Lord who steadied the wagons, the same Keeper who calmed the seas, is the one who watches your flight and your drive today. His promise has not expired. His mercy has not dimmed. Yesterday, today, and forever, He is Keeper of the road. As you close this prayer, you join a lineage of travelers through time, all held by the same hand, all watched by the same eyes. This prayer before traveling long distances has been spoken across generations. Open your hands one last time, welcome His presence, and rest in the promise you have spoken. The Keeper never sleeps. He is with you on the runway, with you on the highway, with you in the waiting room, with you in the silence of the night drive, with you in every breath, every mile, every trembling departure, and every hopeful arrival.